What is up, car addicts? Welcome back to the series where I customize and review past DLC and OG vehicles I ever got the chance to, because I didn't start making car customization videos till about late 2015. As always guys, let me know in the comments what car from late 2015 and older you want to see me customize next that I haven't done yet, and I'll display the most liked vehicle suggestion comment in my next customization video. So in today's video, we're going to be customizing the Vapid Desert Raid. And something I do want to mention here, as some of you might recall, I did have a customization video back when this update came out on the trophy truck. However, I never posted one on the Desert Raid, and the reason for that is because I actually did buy it and record a video, but the video got corrupted, and I didn't have that much money to, put it back to stock and redo the whole video. And at the time, I just had a lot going on. My channel was really small, so I didn't end up reposting the video, which I should have. Just done submissions or whatever, gotten the money back, and done the video again. But we're doing it now. How long later? Like 6 years later. But it's been a while. But this will be the first ever time I do a customization video on the Desert Raid. So again, this vehicle released with the Cunning Stunts update in July of 2016 and can be purchased from a 7 San Andreas website for just under $700,000. Now, I do want to mention right on the gate here, guys, that just like the trophy truck, the Desert Raid basically has no visual customization options except for a couple liveries. But in general, I mean, it doesn't really need many customization options. It pretty much comes with all the stuff you would want already on it, even though maybe some bumper upgrades and lighting would be cool. But it does look pretty sick stock, and with livery on top, it looks fantastic. But anyways, in terms of performance, the Desert Raid is of course in the off-road class and is in top 5 for that class depending on the track. However, on intense off-road courses going up steep inclines and rivers and all that crazy rock crawling stuff, it is among the top 3, battling the trophy truck and of course the newer Drogger. Now, on my personal off-road capability test track, the Desert Raid does in fact sit in 2nd place currently on my spreadsheet, just behind the Drogger. So Desert Raid is an absolute beast. The only advantage the Drogger has for the most part is the fact that it has more power, which of course results in more speed through certain obstacles. However, in slower obstacles, I do personally prefer the Desert Raid because of the extra clearance, suspension travel, and of course the shorter wheelbase. But in most circumstances, yes, the Drogger will be a bit better. But anyways, in terms of what the Desert Raid is based on, it's primarily based on the 2014 SMG Buggy, specifically the Red Bull one that was made for the Dakar Rally. However, the one in GTA does sit a lot higher compared to the real one, so kind of interesting there. But anyways, let's go ahead and check out the customization of the Desert Raid. Alright, Desert Raid. Okay, we got armor, brakes, engine, lights. I think I'll leave the standard white lights. Liveries. So you have 2 different liveries to choose from. You can actually get these for free on the website when you buy it. You can choose between the 2, so you can save some money there. I just took it off for the video so I can show it with nothing, and then obviously show it with livery. So you have the drone livery. Looks pretty cool. And then you have the Badger livery. So both really nice. I personally prefer the drone a little more because it has the kind of like streaks going on the side here by the back panels. I love the way they did that. This one looks good too, but I just prefer the drone livery a little more, so we're gonna do that one. Continuing to respray. So this is a great color. I mean, since you have that black section of a livery, I mean, you can do so many different contrasts with this. I mean, even as simple as painting it white. I mean, even on white it looks good, right? So, I mean, you can definitely go a bunch of different color combos. I think even lime green would probably look pretty sick. Let me see here. Yeah, lime green looks very, very cool. So I mean, there's a bunch of different routes you can go with. I think it in yellow. I think it looks really cool. The yellow with the black, it looks fantastic. I don't know if I should go race yellow though, or regular yellow. I think regular yellow with a pearlescent. Let's see how that looks. Let's go regular yellow. Oh, that's right. The pearlescents transfer on the black livery. Yeah, I don't want that. So we have to stick with a classic color then with no pearl. Okay. I guess we'll go with the you know, I mean, this one does have kind of like that orange, yellowish kind of look to it. So you know what? I'm gonna go with the regular yellow. Okay, secondary color is going to be the roof scoop, which is kind of interesting. It's literally only the roof scoop. You can see nothing else changes. So the trophy truck, the secondary color is the entire chassis. Primary color is the majority of the body. But in this thing, the primary color is the chassis and the body. But then the roof scoop is secondary. It's the most random thing. I'm pretty sure most people are just gonna go, you know, match the primary, or they're gonna go black. I don't think it makes sense to paint it in any other color, even though white looks a little weird. I think the black is definitely one to go with. I mean, again, even in the interior, nothing changes with secondary. It's just that roof scoop. Very, very weird. But we'll throw a crew black on there, just what's a bit darker. Continuing to suspension. So if you want to lower it, I guess you can. I guess you can get it looking a bit closer to the real one, even though it's still really high up. But I mean, to me, it just makes no sense. You're losing ground clearance. You want more of that off-road capability. But maybe if you want something that's less likely to tip over or go on two wheels, I guess you can do race suspension if you want that, depending on what racing or off-roading you're doing. But to me, I just prefer stock, a little more ride height, so we're gonna do that. Transmission, turbo, wheels. Now this is really weird. I don't know why it's always been like this, but if you see our stock wheels, right, they're 5 spokes, simple 5-spoke wheels. Now let's go to the back wheels. What? why are there 6-spoke wheels on this thing? I don't like, why don't they match? Why don't the spares match? That makes no sense to me. Very, very weird. So yeah, extremely strange. So for this, I'm gonna go to off-road category, and we're gonna choose one of the other wheels because the stock ones don't match anyways. So yeah. Now something I do want to mention is that the stock wheels on the trophy truck and the Desert Raid are larger than any other custom wheel you can choose. So if I change it, you can see it actually gets smaller. It's less has less of a width to it, and the height is also a little bit less as well. But in this case, I feel like we have no choice, honestly. So if we go all the way to the bottom here, we throw the flat 6 on here. You can see they have a very similar sort of design to the spares on there. They're not identical, but they are pretty similar. Plus, I want off-road tires, so works out perfectly. Wheel color, this will also change your spares, as you can see. So wheel color is linked to your spare wheels as well. I feel like yellow will just look weird on this. We can see how it looks, but I think it's just gonna be overkill. Yeah, that's too much. To me, it just looks a bit weird. I don't know. I think the yellow wheels is a bit much. So we're gonna stick with the black there, and then tire design. We'll go with custom to kind of match the tire design on the stocks, and not bad. It looks pretty good. Okay, so what are we missing? We got everything there. Yep, that's everything. No window tints, obviously, because I mean, this thing actually does have windows, but I guess you can't put window tints on it. Interesting. Okay. Alright, let's go for a drive, exit to ground. At least I think it has windows. I can't really tell. They're so transparent, it's kind of hard to see. Let's test that. Might as well. Let's see here. I mean, it looks like it does. Let me go to... Let's throw this. Use this one. Yeah, it does have windows. Look at that. No window tints, though. Interesting. Alright, well, some throttle here. So they just copied and pasted the exhaust note from the trophy truck, as you would expect. The interior on this looks fantastic. Full race spec interior with the carbon, the gauges and switches everywhere. I absolutely love it. Look at that. The cooling system back here, fire extinguisher, the carbon race seats, the padded roll cage. It is so, so well made. Anyways, it's floored here. Fantastic acceleration, as you would expect. I mean, this thing in the Desert Raid and the trophy truck, they're pretty much identical in terms of performance. The Desert Raid is just a tiny bit more off-road capable in certain situations on trails and stuff, and that's mainly because of the crazy clearance in the front end. Plus, the front end does have a bit more suspension travel too. So this thing, the trophy truck is more popular, but I believe it's a bit more consistent. And it's a tiny bit faster depending on the situation, and it has a slightly higher top speed. But overall, objectively, this is the better off-roader, but it's very, very, very slight. So that's why, again, most people do prefer the trophy truck. Plus, this one's more expensive too. So, but full throttle, I go up the side of this mountain. I mean, look at that. That's just, and it climbs it like no problem. It's just ridiculous. Rough terrain here, a bit sideways, but I mean, that's incredible. This thing is an absolute beast. Absolute beast. Downhill here. And the brakes. Yeah, the brakes could be better going downhill, but oh, in between two trees there. The lights there. Yeah, I mean these things are just this and the trophy truck, just an absolute beast. I love off-roaders. I mean, some people are like, oh, I prefer sports and supercars, but I mean, getting off the normal road and then going up mountains and sides of mountains through rivers and stuff, I love that. I absolutely love that stuff. Especially in a game where you don't care about breaking something or having to clean it afterwards. Let me get back on the road here. Look at how it climbs that too. Like that's ridiculous. All right, here we can get back on the road. Boom, little jump. Oh, semi-truck. So, something I wanted to mention here, the trophy truck, everybody knows that one. When you go through the yellow pylons, they look kind of like this, but the ones at the military base, because there's more to go through, it breaks off most of the panels. On this one, that doesn't work. The only thing it breaks off is the spare tires at the back after you go through it a couple times. If I do it here, if you go through it enough times, it will pop off. But so yeah, I only went through one set. I'd have to go back and then do it again. That's why at the military base, that's kind of better, because with one sweep, you get both of them off pretty easily. But if you go through this enough times, the spare tires at the back do pop off. But that's the only thing that pops off. The rest of the panels you have to take off yourself by using the interaction menu to just open whatever you want and then just break it off. Yeah, I mean, it's going to take forever going through there like that with this, but let me just show you guys here. I'll pull over into here. You guys can see everything that opens up here before we start breaking off stuff. Okay, vehicle doors, let's go all, and look at that, it's sick. And the way the rear panel goes up like that is ridiculous. So front, I guess the hood, it opens up like clamshell style. Love that. Engine model there, pretty much the same as the trophy truck. I guess if you bump into it, it pops off. Look at that, I just bumped into it and it fell off. Well, that's easy. I doubt that works with the rear one, even though we can't really reach, but yeah, maybe. You see? No, it just wants to like close. Yeah, it's not really. What if we climb up here? Yeah, no, nothing's happening. That one you have to use like a tree or something to get it off. And that's what it looks like back here. I mean, they're very similar, the trophy truck and this one. However, the main cabin area, this like boxed area here with the roof scoop, that part does not come off. So keep that in mind. Just the doors and then this rear, it's called a trunk or compartment. that part does come off too. So let me just break everything off so you guys can see how it looks. Boom, there's a door. Get the other door, and then we'll get off the top compartment here. The door. If I just had to find like a tree or something like that. Let's see. Yeah, we'll go over here. We should be able to over here. It's a bit tricky because it doesn't stick out further than the body, so you have to use a tree like that. Boom, right off. So, except for the spares look hilarious there by itself. We definitely got to get those off. But other than the rear spares, that's all you can take off of this thing in terms of panels. But it still looks so cool with all these panels removed. I absolutely love it. It looks so sick. Let me see if through this pass we can get those off. Yeah, and the armor too definitely makes it worse. You have to, at the military base, I think with 100% armor, it takes like probably like 2 passes. But obviously it's tripled over there with those things. But yeah, they do pop off, trust me. The spare tires back there. This is also a little bit longer than the trophy truck, I think. It looks a little longer, yeah. Very interesting. Now, if you ask me which one I prefer, to me, it's kind of like a toss-up. I'm kind of 50-50 on it. Now, if you throw me into a crazy, like, off-road scenario, I will pick this one over the trophy truck. And by that I mean like going up the side of a mountain or through a creek or I don't know, just this thing has more suspension travel. I just prefer it for most off-roading situations. But if you're throwing me a more like a speed type race, I will pick the trophy truck, because that one is a bit more consistent in terms of the handling and all that. But yeah, overall they're both great. Pick whichever one you like, or of course the Draugr, which is like the new king. It kind of combines the best traits of the Camacho and the trophy truck and Desert Raid into one with even more speed. So that thing is just an absolute beast. But these two, they still shouldn't be forgotten. They're both great. So let me show you guys the suspension travel here, since I found this here. You just look at this. The suspension travel on this thing is just absolutely nuts. It's just insanity. Get the angle here a little better so you guys can see this. Look at that! Suspension travel, I mean, it's just nuts on this thing. It's incredible. It really, really is. Absolutely insane. When you brake, you can see it kind of... So that's almost like compressed. Oh, I mean, these steps are making it tough, but like almost compressed and then fully extended. It's just absolute monster. Look at that. That is ridiculous. That suspension travel of this thing is nuts. I love these things. Awesome. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed. Definitely let me know what vehicle from late 2015 you want to see me customize next that I haven't done yet. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.